Carisha asked him, why are you so messy? Why are you always in the gays business? And he was like, bro, I'm not in y'all business, but I say stuff that everybody else want to hear me say. I'm not sitting here saying that nothing that nobody else will say. So that did kind of start up a conversation, because in that thing, Boosie basically was sitting here because Carisha got a son. And of course, y'all remember Carisha got dragged before because she was on social media one time. And I believe she sit here and said, if my son was gay or something, I'd beat him with a Barbie house or something like that. I can't remember exactly what she said verbatim. So Boosie asked her, what would you do if your son asked you to take him to get his nails done?
Oh, you asking?
I mean, oh no, that's what I mean. No. That mean that's what he asked her, and then she kind of just, was kind of like, all right, you got a point, whatever the case may be, and allow him to cook. So that kind of led. I don't know where the conversation went from after that, but it basically Boosie. It was like I said, I'm trying to find the video of him saying this. Oh no, it is. He said,
I told you she was gay. It was nothing. I mean, she still can't bring her situation to our house. My daughter is grown. Well, why? She's wrong. Because I don't want it to contaminate her other. It's a generation we raising. I don't want her to get contaminated to her other 6, 7 sisters who look up to her. I want them to bring me grandchildren the right way.
Yeah, Boosie's crazy.
If I want grandchildren the right way, that's what I'm going to stand on. If I don't want my other little girl to look at that and say, what's that, daddy?
Contaminated.
To somebody she looks up to, it's not going to come around. My grandpa didn't let it. My daddy didn't let it. And I didn't let it. Oh, because you just took your daughter car. Oh, you took her car. She said,
So real quick. So again, like I said, so it was a clip, and he did say it with Carisha. So basically, again, so his daughter did make a video. And for people who don't know who his daughter is, her name is Ivy. And she, and let's be clear, that is the daughter who has the videos. So she be rapping her ass off. She probably had at least like 5 different freestyle videos that has been going viral, especially on TikTok. They definitely do crazy numbers when she do her freestyles. And of course, I think she had like little videos. I believe her and her girlfriend went to like Jamaica or something, and she came out. I think that's how Boosie even found out that she came out. And I believe that's what she even said in her video. So I'm going to play her response to her dad, and then we can kind of get into how social media felt and how somebody had a viral tweet saying that there's a reason why Boosie won't never be canceled.
I'm gonna accept him and love him for who he is. So I just seen he recently did an interview with Carisha, and he used the word contaminating. And putting my siblings in it with that. If you know me, this shit make me so mad. If you know me, I love and respect my siblings with everything in me. And they respect me and love me with everything in them. When you getting on their nerves, I'm who they call. My siblings, most of my siblings, teenagers. Like, I'm going to accept him and love him with you. And every time I turn around, it's like you bash me. It's like you bashing me. And it's like the whole world can go against you, but Ivy won't. Since I've been a little girl, I never would go against you. And I think I'm really fed up. And you get to talking about God. Like, I don't know my God with you. You rather go to the internet and have a conversation with the internet about your kids before you come to us and have that conversation. He done did about 6, 7 interviews about me being gay, right? He never not have one sit down with me, myself, just him and Aviana, and ask me why you became that way, Fat. What triggered you? What it never been that. Every answer, every question y'all asking him, and he giving y'all them answers. If I go ask him that, he wouldn't give me an answer. You know what I'm saying? He don't. The things that he do, bro, I would have never thought he would do. And it's like, I came to the point to where you rather go to the internet.
So again, like I said, so it was a tweet that was going viral, and it was sitting here saying Boosie won't never be canceled because he speaks for a large voice in the black community that people don't want to be honest is still around. In which realistically, I'm sure if you are heavy in the church, you see it. Let's be clear, it's some pastors who still lean heavy on, it's a popular pastor here. And he got a mega church here in the DMV, like probably is the most popular pastor. And he stand on business heavy on, he don't play no type of games when it comes to the LGBTQ community. He ain't rocking for that shit. It's not in the Bible. He's standing 10 toes down on that business. No. And if you feel uncomfortable, you can bounce. He didn't kick people out of his choir, his people who do the, like, in the music zone and all that. He didn't kick them out. So I do agree when people say there is a large community who do agree with Boosie. And realistically, that's why Boosie feels so comfortable, because there is a large group of people who will support what he's saying. Do I think he's dead ass wrong? I do think you absolutely wrong. Can I kind of understand maybe where he coming from? If his kids was younger, like what she's saying, no, they teenagers. Me sitting here bringing a girl, no, we can have real adult conversations. So it's not nobody sitting here who won't, like, that don't kind of make sense. If they were little kids, I kind of understand it a lot more. But if they all teenagers where you can have real conversations with them, then I totally disagree with what Boosie talking about.
Because at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself what, like she said, what made her go that way? What made her gay? Who did you have in her life, or what has she seen as a child to make her that way? So for you to just say, oh, well, I'm not going to let her contaminate my other children, you could have contaminated her, for lack of better words. Maybe she saw how you treated females, and she said she don't want to deal with no dude because of the way that you acted.
That's a great point. So,
like, you can't call her out because of what she is. And like you said, I understand it, but have a conversation with her about it.
Do you think Boosie is one of, do you think he's one of those parents where it's kind of like he old school, whatever I say go type of parent?
I mean, I don't know. Because he's the same person that paid a prostitute, right, to sleep with his teenage son.
For sure.
So for you to judge your daughter for being gay and you let a grown prostitute have sex with your teenage son, who are you to judge?
For sure.
And that could be the reason why she is the way, she chose not to date men.
Yeah, and so and that's why, like I said, I guess it's just, and you can even hear just like how strong and heavy she is on with that country accent. And then let's be clear, I do think realistically the sad thing is, because the world we live in, when you hear or you think about somebody that stern in the South, the sad thing is white people get a bad reputation with that, because we think that's only like Trump support and white old like MAGA hat wearing people. No, it's still a lot of black people with that same Southern Bible belt raising type of parents. I think Boosie is a huge hypocrite, because like you said, him sitting here paying for a prostitute, like if Boosie never came out and said stuff like that, I think a lot more people would kind of understand. Because the crazy thing is, at the beginning of the week, he had, right after we finished recording last week, he had a video going viral with him and T.I. pressing their sons out about having guns and smoking weed in their videos, and like, what y'all nigga, y'all don't even live this type of life. Why do y'all even got guns and drugs all in y'all video? Like, you sitting here, y'all just doing too much. So he had that video with niggas like, oh, that's kind of fire. T.I. and Boosie holding their sons accountable, but then it was just like, nigga, the week can't even be over, and here come you sitting here chastising your daughter. But like I said, I kind of understand it, because one, they are from Louisiana. Even when you hear his daughter talk, I do, and I understand people in the South aren't as progressive as people up north are. And I do think, like I said, for this, the sad thing is everybody kind of only think there's white people who kind of behave like that in the South and they are the Trump supporters. Where no, there is a lot of black people who feel exactly like Boosie. And really be, and it crazy, and that's why she, even when she said it, was like, you trying to bring God into it, like, nigga, how you gonna bring God into something, and you was literally on death row for killing somebody?
Yeah, it's like you being a hypocrite. You can't quote the Bible where the Bible says don't do this, and then you turn around and do something.
Not some, a lot of stuff that the Bible say don't do.
And at the end of the day, if you in the church and you heavy in the church or whatever your religion is, you know that God knows your heart. So I don't have to prove anything to anybody. God knows my heart. He knows who I am. He knows me better than you know me.
For sure.
So it's not for you to judge me or condemn me because of the lifestyle that I'm living. And like I said, look at yourself as why I chose this lifestyle.
Yeah, I do. I mean, of course. So I guess as a parent, do you think that the parent should take some, I don't want to say blame because I don't want to make it seem like they're doing something wrong, but do you think the parents should take some responsibility in that?
I don't feel like they should because
just like you said, how did Boosie know that he may have not been one of, because you don't know what she's saying, because you was locked up for something, and she's still kind of young, like she ain't super old, like she may be like in her teens or like her early 20s, but still, like you said, you was locked up for 8 years. What if she seen her mother getting beat by some nigga and that kind of turned her off from ever wanting to date men? Because like she said, you never took down and sit down and ask me what pushed me towards that direction. You may not never know what I seen when you was locked up and I was sitting here trying to I had to live with my mother where I kind of had to fend for myself sometimes. Because let's be clear, we hear and you see all the time, even tying it back into power. Like last week when Effie sit here and called her mother, I was like, well, you sit here and chose this dude who was molesting me. We nobody know, because she didn't go into no details, but she sit here and said, no, you never sat down and even asked me why.
And that's the thing. I feel like there's not a book that you can read about parenting. So nobody is a perfect parent. You're going to make mistakes.
For sure.
But at the end of the day, you have to, as a parent, you have to hold yourself accountable for some of the things that your children might say to you or how you made them feel. So in a situation like that, you have to hold yourself accountable. If something happened to her while you were locked up, that's your fault for not being there for her. So you have to be able to hold yourself accountable and know that, okay, well, you could have played a role in why things turned out the way that they did. It's not just all her fault.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. I guess just real quick, because we didn't get into